Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
What's good? The other day, Global Dokkan actually had kind of a Twitter campaign about your best Dokkan team, and with the hashtag Dokkan Squad or whatever. But I was more or less curious what your favorite team was versus the best team, because let's be honest, at the end of the day, sometimes your favorite team isn't necessarily the best squad you got. So with that being said, I really was curious as to your favorite teams and what kind of units are included on that setup. So at the top, obviously I listed mine. Now again, this isn't my best team by any means, but it's one that I personally love to run, especially having every reason to include Tech LR Broly on the team, because that is obviously my favorite LR in the game. So a lot of units I personally do love included, so that's kind of why this is the way it is. Again, it's not my best team by any means. It's definitely powerful, but definitely not the best. So okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of you guys, what you had commented on. I don't know if I'll be able to run through every single one, but again, I want to run through as much as possible. We'll start off with the top. Ultimate Instinct looks like this is, I guess, the 130% Realm of God setup with the boost toward strength types as well. But, even if it isn't the fully boosted setup, I could imagine being a very fun team because of, the way, the units that are included, obviously very powerful units, and they do link up fairly well. Looks like this is the new category of Battle Wits, and Majin Buu Saga obviously very good as well. All right, moving on to this guy. I don't know how you pronounce this. Hazen, is that how you pronounce it? But let's take a look. This is the movie hero setup, of course. Various good units on this, and I think just from looking at it, they do mesh pretty well. I see you're showing off your 100% Kefla as well, but definitely a nice looking team on that one. SJ Viper is the Super Saiyan 2 / Resurrected Warriors. I personally do like the Super Saiyan 2 category a lot. It's certainly a lot of fun to run, and the types of units you can include makes it very worthwhile. Definitely shout out for the inclusion of the physical type Super Saiyan 2 Goku. That's actually one of my favorites out of the group of the Super Saiyan 2 Angel Gokus that ended up getting the Extreme Z Awakening. So yeah, it's very good to include that unit. Dokkan Warrior with the Super Saiyan category looks like, and then the Kamehameha setup, as well as the Last Resort / Patara category. All those are very, very solid as well. Looks like for this one, it's going to be the Kamehameha category setup as well. The day that the Super Saiyan 4 Goku Strength type gets the EZA, it's going to be a pretty nasty day. They'll probably make him very, very good. All right, let's see. Big J. Looks like this is going to be the Transformation Boost / Conquest of Terror setup. Of course, a lot of various units you can include. It is hard not to include the 5-year anniversary LRs because of just, how good they are, especially if you have dupes and have them rainbow. Looks like Mr. T has, again, the Last Resort / the Patara setup. Of course, this is amongst, the best squads you can build in the game at this current state, but, I can see why it's a favorite for a lot of people as well. This is actually pretty interesting. You've got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, as well as the Super Kaioken Angel Goku, base form Vegeta. I really hope this guy does get the Extreme Z Awakening along with the Int type as well, in part 2. Hopefully that happens. Of course, Topo is very, very good with the EZA as well. I don't know. I don't think it's out on Global right now, but once it does, you guys are going to feel it. That guy is ridiculously good with the Extreme Z Awakening. I think Ryan's got the Kamehameha set up as well. A lot of very good units included. I'm actually kind of curious how the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku links up on that setup. Let's see. Mini Diamond has Namekians. You know what? This is actually surprising, but shout out for that. Piccolo's such a great unit and my favorite character. I hear you on that. I really do love Piccolo and the background and the character development. He definitely did have a lot of depth to him, so I definitely do understand that. And the Namekian category has definitely gotten a lot better than first released. Of course, it was a lot of units had to come out since then in order to make it pretty good. But it's a pretty solid category right now. Let's see. This one looks like the Universe Survival Saga setup with the Jiren lead. Of course, you've got various good units with the EZAs like Topo and Dispo, LR Goku and Frieza, as well as UI Goku and Evolution Vegeta. So pretty solid overall as well. Super Saiyans, yeah, I mean, that's, very, very solid setup. You can include quite a variety of teams. I'm actually surprised I don't see the LR Spirit Bomb Super Saiyan Goku that you have on the friend supporter included. I figured it might help a little bit with the extra ki boost since, he's an orb changer or whatnot, so a little bit surprised there, but definitely a solid team overall. Another Super Saiyan setup. Actually, I think I'm looking at the same one. All right. Nathan with the Explosion of Anger / Realm of Gods, certainly a pretty good one. I think the EZA for Rose, Super Saiyan Rose, is one of my favorite EZAs. I think it's probably within the top 5 for sure. I personally do love that, and linking him up with the LR Goku Black, I mean, that is just a crazy rotation with that setup. All right, let's see who else. Gold with the Last Resort setup, including the LR Butex. So I haven't really tested this out, so I'm actually kind of curious how that works out. Let's see. This one looks like it is the Movie Heroes setup. Yeah, I see the World Tournament Trunks on here. I haven't had a chance to really test that unit out. I'm quite curious how that works out. Alright, Godly as Fuck, Realm of God setup. Hey, I hear you on that. Jiren, obviously the LR version is very, very nice when it comes to, battle power and whatnot, so I can see why you included that unit on the team, but yeah, pretty solid overall. I think the only thing I'm curious about is how Zamasu would link up with the rest of the units, since you're essentially running double leads. I guess you could in turn leave both of them on one rotation, with one being transformed versus the other not being. I guess they would link up match to match in that regard. I don't know how you necessarily run the setup on that, but curious to find out on that one. Super Saiyan category, and let me just say the Trunks and Goten, once Dokkan Awakened, they become very, very good, especially when you're linked up together. It's kind of nice seeing the LR Goku on there as well. EZA finally happened for that guy. Alright, let's see. This looks like the 120% Pure Saiyans lead. Pretty much a Broly setup. I'm actually interested because you do have the Paragus unit before the Dokkan Awakened. I've always tried to include makeshift units on it. And include placements, but that's actually a pretty good idea. You're essentially getting another backup support along with the 120 level version, so that's actually very smart in that regard. Let's see what Aaron's got. Looks like the Super Saiyan category with the 130% setup from the Spirit Bomb absorbed Goku. You've got various good units. I would definitely awaken that LR Gohan though for sure, but once you get that going, I think it'll be a pretty solid category, or team, I mean. Looks like another Super Saiyan setup, and then you've got the Movie Heroes setup. Yeah, I mean, I do see a lot of the Spirit Bomb absorb Goku, and rightfully so, because it is a very good unit, especially both from offensive, defensive, and supporting standpoint, in terms of like key sphere changes and whatnot. Yeah, this is definitely a very solid one. You pretty much have the, the villain squad within the Realm of Gods, and every single one of them links up very well with each other. The tech Merge Zamasu unit with the EZA is very, very good as well. So it's a lot of fun to run that setup. Black Feather with the Kamehameha category and the Future Saga / Super Type. So pretty interesting setup there as well. All right, let's keep going. I gotta cover as much ground as I can. Yeah, this is a definitely nice one. Goku's family / siblings bond. I do love the LR Gohan and Goten a lot. Very good unit, and variety of category setups you can place that unit into. Of course, the exchange Goku and Gohan are very solid as well. I've seen that periodically throughout the thread here. EZA Trunks is underrated and easily my favorite EZA. Yeah, I mean it's definitely a relatively slept on unit. You don't really hear too much ever since the EZA actually rolled out. I do run this guy on very specific setups, especially if I need support for the LRs where they need to be able to acquire as many key spheres as possible. So I do use that unit quite a bit, and plus Trunks himself became very solid with the EZA. Hey, shout out to the DB saga. This is definitely a fun one to run, I'm sure, especially considering most of these units are rainbowed. So very cool team setup. Let's see here. Which one is this? Grunter with the movie bosses / full power. Yeah, this would definitely work out pretty well. I think the only thing I'm curious about is how transforming Frieza links up with the rest of the units. This team is just love. Yeah, I can certainly see that. Yeah, I mean, you've got various units. I think the rotation's pretty concrete. I'm imagining you probably run the 5-year LRs on one rotation, and maybe, I don't know, either the strength cooler and meta cooler on the other rotation, or Gohan and Broly, and then just have the other 3 units pretty much being floater support. That's my guess. This one is going to be the Kefla lead category setup. Yeah, I mean, it looks solid overall, I think. I can imagine it being pretty fun to run as well. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to look through a few more, and then we'll kind of stop. It's interesting because the Conquest of Terra transformation boost, I haven't really tested it out with the LR Bootanks yet, and it'd be kind of curious to see how that works out. I haven't had a chance to test that setup, and including various teams on that build or whatever. So hey, nice to see the free-to-play LR Vegeta Blue on here. You don't really see too much about him. Bardock is another one that you don't really hear about too much, but the unit itself is pretty good, especially against the what is it, the Frieza family type enemies or whatever, or Wicked Bloodline, I guess. Looks like this is a Super Saiyan and Realm of Gods. Let's take a look at one more, and then we'll call it a day. I'm sorry I couldn't go through every single one of them, but I certainly appreciate you guys including the post on here. This one looks like Pure Saiyan's lead setup, and you've got various units, the 3-year LRs as well as the LR Super Vegito, Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku, and Turles for support. Yeah, I think it works out pretty well overall, I think, especially the LRs. They do link up pretty well together, and the Int LR Vegito and the new Strength type Super Vegito, they're all, they link up very, very well. So it's a no-brainer on that regard. The Conquest of Terror transformation boost team's pretty solid. You got a fair amount of supports included, and units I would imagine link up pretty well. I think you're probably linking up Tech LR Broly and Turles together. That's the way I would typically run it in order to make sure Tech LR Broly gets the full exploit of opportunity, so to speak. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap things up here. Sorry I couldn't run through every single one, otherwise it would have ended up potentially being a 30-minute video. But I definitely do appreciate you guys posting on here, and for those watching, definitely let me know what your favorite teams to run on Dokkan currently is. Not necessarily your best, so fire away in the comment section, and let's have a conversation going. All right, with that being said, I'll go ahead and peace out. So hopefully you guys have a good one. All right, I'll catch you guys later.